Did I ever think I was going to make a film about Imelda? Never, until I met her doing my thesis film. Then I knew, oh my God, someone has got to make a film about this woman. And I wanted to do it while she was still alive and able to articulate her own thoughts and stuff. I wasn't interested in what people had to say about her, but what she had to say about her role in Philippine history and all that. So that was my interest. And then, of course, you know, at the end of the day, she decided she didn't like the film. At first, she liked it. She called me when she first saw it. She goes, there's only one thing that, yeah, I don't like. And she told me, you know, it's when the woman says that she got blind embroidering my dresses. Can you take that out? I said, no, Mrs. Marcos, the film is done. It's premiering next week. I cannot. But, you know, I'm glad that's the only thing you don't like. She goes, but otherwise, she liked it. And then the reviews came out, and they called her pariah and everything. And then suddenly she saw herself through other people's eyes, and she didn't like it. So she took out a restraining order on the film in the Philippines and was successful for a time. So what became like, what happened was, she had the restraining order on the film. I had to go back to the Philippines to defend it. And a lot of human rights lawyers who were trying, I mean, for their dream was to go after Mrs. Marcos, came on board pro bono. So I had this slew of lawyers helping me fight Mrs. Marcos. So, of course, we won, and we opened big. But I was going to say what started out as a small entertainment story sort of migrated to the front of the newspapers because now it was a freedom of expression story, you know, and a political story. So every day for like 2-3 weeks, it was front news. So by the time that we won and the restraining order was lifted, we did so well in the capital. We did such great business, and actually some people, you know, cynically said, oh, I'm sure she just did that so her film, Imelda, would be a hit. You know, I'm like, no, I think she really wanted to stop it. So, so we opened, and we beat Spider-Man 2.
What is your process with editing? Because you frame your subject so well, and I love this little thing that you did. I want to say it was, I don't know if it was Rhea, and she said, everything is like a painting here. And then when you focused on the Philippines, everything was kinetic and dynamic. So if you could talk a little bit more visually about your editing process, but also even just about just, you know.
The question was about editing.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah.
It was. You know how I mentioned my funders in the beginning? I love them because they give me time to edit. No, really, because you need time. We shot for 2 years. And so you need time to really figure out what the story is. In documentaries, you really find the story in editing, and you mine it. You just keep mining it, you know, and figure out, oh, okay. My greatest concern was I didn't want to stereotype the kids. Because the kids they're children, you know, and they have very difficult lives as well. So, like when Nicole was acting up, we stuck out. I said, okay, there's gotta be something. We can't just show her that way. But because we were there all day, I mean, we were in the classrooms once a week for the first year. That had a resolution, you know, at the end of the day, when she comes in, it's like, you're weird too, you know. So, and those moments were important. But I knew that after that tough day, I just can't show Nicole that way. So it's very conscious. I knew, okay, that's one scene. But the editing process is really tough to describe. I have one editor I work with. I lived in Austin, Texas, when I started Imelda, and I've since moved away. I live in Baltimore. I still work with Leah, and she lives in Austin still. So we edit long distance, and because of technology, we can do that. But I trust her fully. So we work like together to fashion these stories. And sometimes there are no rules, and sometimes it's really just, it's tough, and you need time. We edited for a year.
Did any of your Baltimore students see the film, and what was their reaction? And did any of the students and maybe other teachers see the film in the Philippines, and what was their reaction to the film? Like, they saw sort of daily going on teachers, were they like, what's their perception of schools in the U.S.?
No, I haven't shown this in the Philippines, so Filipino teachers have not seen this. The character, Rhea, Dorothea, Grace, and Angel have seen it, and they were very moved by it. Geneva, one of the students, and Nicole and Emma, the three girls, were like, have seen it with the teachers, and they were laughing so hard. But you know, at the end of, after they saw it, they said, "Oh my God, we didn't know we were so mean to you, Miss Godinez." And Miss Godinez said, "Please, yeah, you're still mean to me, you know." And so, but they've come to this. She goes, "Oh, we were so mean. We were so mean. We're not like that anymore." I said, "Well, come to the Q&A in Baltimore and explain yourselves, girls." And so they said, "Yeah, we'll be there. We love Miss Godinez." But there was this kind of rapport that she had with the girls, especially with the young women. Yeah, my next film is about Arnel Pineda, who is the Journey. Yeah, he's yeah. Don't Stop Believin'. He's the vocalist for Journey, the iconic American rock band. He was discovered through YouTube, flown here, auditioned, and got the gig. So we followed his first year with the band. Yeah, and what? Oh yes, we just launched. The big thing in independent filmmaking these days is crowdfunding. You know, you go to the crowd. This case, Journey fans, to fund the film. So we just launched an Indiegogo campaign to raise money for the film. So if you're a believer, log on to Indiegogo.com and support us. I just made a pitch for Journey. But it's fun. We've wrapped. We're editing, and we should be done by the end of the year. Also, the learning is going to be on POV in September, so please tell everyone to watch. We want to have, you know, good ratings for POV, for the learning on POV. And Journey's going to be at the end of the year.